All right, guys, welcome. So, I didn't realize the time, and I just initiated an unranked queue. So I'm gonna play it on stream here, not because I plan to actually bring back PvP streaming in a big way or anything. It's just because I've got to play this, otherwise I'll get dishonor and stuff, and it should be kind of fun. The build is not a real meta build at all. It's a Wizard's Warrior, believe it or not. So I'm just taking advantage of some of the new stuff in the recent balance changes. So some of the sword off hand stuff is different recently, and I wanted to see how it felt. I'm still enjoying the Berserker stuff, and I don't know, I miss Berserking with a mace main hand. What else changed?
The match starts soon.
Some other things, some other small things changed too. So I was just like, basically, it's an ad hoc random ass. Well, not random. There is some thinking behind it. It's kind of a side noter in some ways. So yeah, anyway, I just want to see how things go. Yeah, the ammunition on Shake It Off is a stun break and 6 condis and all that shit. I kind of want to see how it feels with rousing resilience. And yeah, it's a hybrid pressure build. It's condi and physical, and I don't stand by it or anything or think it's necessarily any good. But this is the second queue I'm playing on it and just seeing how it feels. So yeah, and I really have no idea of its capabilities. The start of this stream, I probably won't be talking too much. My guy just got ruined up there. I probably won't be talking too much. So we can interrupt that Reaper before he gives himself stab. And then we can probably interrupt this guy as well.
The bazaar is yours.
Yep. And then we can possibly, after the thingy, we can double that. And now we can res after we got the kill. And that guy died as well, so that's pretty good. We can outrage near that to get a bit more adrenaline weapon swap so that we can do something here. Unfortunately, he's dropped a bubble, so that counters our berserk. We can chain stun again now here. This is pretty bad. Yeah, okay. They managed. So what happened with the Reaper over there? That's probably my bad. The mid-fight's lost now, so it's my job to bail out. I'm not going to go far. If my Mesmer's going far, I'll push this way and give this guy a plus. God, my frames are so low here. He's going to die. I don't know whether I can res this in time. We will see. See how this feels. Interrupt the full counter. That was beautiful. We double CC'd, so... oh, the guy Vengeance. Fine. Full, final thrust. With the Vengeance, we should get this kill. As long as my Berserk goes properly. Oh, he had another thing.
The dock's been captured.
So, do we land the thing for the rip? No? Wait, what? Oh, okay. That was Bull's Rush there. Keep the CCs rolling. Oh my god, that dodge. So he dodged the headbutt. If I'd landed the headbutt, we would have got a really nice skull crack and probably would have been pretty good there. I don't really want to get caught in a what? No, don't proc that, please, for the love of God, whoever that is. Final thrust? Mid-air final thrust? That would have been so nice. Without, alright, he's rampage. That's fine. We reflect the boulder.
You've lost the dock.
No, we don't reflect the boulder. That's okay. We can outrage and rousing resilience. I really just want that little bit of last adrenaline, but I don't want to swap off the mace just yet. Fine, we will have to. Fuck, right as he goes into his reflect. That's some bullcrap. I don't like this +2 or this +1 all the time. This guy wants the node. I'll let him have it. That's fine, because mine's not necessarily... I don't know what the matchups like that. We had a lot of opportunities for that kill, and we missed them all there. Bell's going to be in 20 seconds. That's lost already. So the job now is assist Far or help at Bell. And stall Bell. I'm going to get Zerg no matter where I go, because everyone's losing their fights. Once again, we can probably save this guy. I'm going aggressive on this. We ripped one stab. He managed to blink away this time. He's still condied like mad. I'm not going to be able to save this. So now we have to go full kite mode. Keep the dodges. This guy's angrily pinged me, but it's not my fault he lost a 1v1 to a Weaver. He thinks I should res. He thinks I should res that. No, no res. I don't know how this will do against the Weaver. The thing with this build is we can always just leave if we're ever in trouble. We can interrupt the Churning Earth. This ping over my head's really annoying. We wait for his dodge there. He double dodged. Oh, shit. Why? What? Why did Headbutt go that way? What the fuck, man? We did the first CC to get rid of the stab, and then... This is good. This is good. We hit him hard here. This is really excellent. He's chaining evades. We have both Shake It Offs for when he bombs us. One more F1. Do I get it? If he swings back at me, I can counter blow him. Fuck, he didn't. Final thrust right when he lands. Into a regular F1. Straight into headbutt. Damn it. The pressure's just not there on this build. That's the problem right now. We can interrupt that again. I misclicked there. That was my bad. I've probably lost this matchup now. I need to leave. I mean, I could stall him capping it, but I think I need to help elsewhere. That's a shame, because we totally would have had that, but the headbutt went in the complete wrong direction here. This I can't do anything at. I am unranked, right? Please, for the love of God, tell me I'm unranked. I am. Okay, good. We can't actually block his marks while he's on staff. We can reflect the autos and deny him some shroud. Wait for his shit. He hasn't dodged. What the fuck? Why? Why didn't that go? Did I just see invulnerable come up? What the hell, man? This guy's dead over here. They're losing everywhere on the map. I mean, I'm not dying, but I've got no opportunities anywhere. I don't need to use Shake It Off here. The recharge on Shake It Off is really long. So you do want to be conservative about it if you actually try and play with that skill. It's 50 seconds. This guy's now chasing me, all horny. Why not use Shattering Blow instead of Outrage? Well, one of them's a stun break, the other is not. So that's the main reason. I can't do anything if I'm 3-capped in the team. I mean, this is... Oh, we had a DC anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. We can try another fight with this guy, but it sucks sort of going in low on cooldowns. I guess I have a lot of adrenaline to start off with.
Be ready to give
No, I'm outnumbered again.
And return fire once the cannons are loaded.
And it's a firebrand, so I'm not really scared of it, but it's going to stop any kills going through. In theory, if they both stayed here, we could maybe make something happen. Now, you can lock down a firebrand on this. I noticed last game. Like I said, I've not really played many games of this. The Rip. Oh, Rip is so crap. ArenaNet. If you want people to run Rip, fix it, yeah? Oh, you got a good Aegis there. That's a shame. You can lock this build down pretty well because it's just got a lot of... oh, that was a good mace as well. Mace 3. Outnumbered again. I mean, I can maybe stop the bell going through. Oh, it's over. It's over. Fun stuff. That's why we keep it. That's why we do PvP, right, guys? 0 and 0. 1 revive. Only 100,000 damage. Fun stuff. Love my Scourge game on Game of the Day yesterday. Really cool. Yeah, there should be a Warrior one up as well at the moment, but I had an editing issue on it right at the start. They were a 4Q. I had an editing issue on it, so there was nothing I could really do, to be honest, about that. If I'd known that queue was going to be so short, I might have just not streamed it. But hey. You think Shattering Blow is a bit more versatile? It's the cooldown's a lot longer. I know that it looks nice because you get a little bit of block and you get a little bit of reflect and stuff, but I don't know, man. I've never really been that good at Shattering Blow. Where is it? This one here. Like half a second opportunity to reflect. Bit of stab on there, a little bit. I don't know. Outrage is a good adrenaline generator and it's very, very quick recharging as opposed to Shattering Blow. Well, actually 15 seconds to 10. It's not a big difference, is it? Maybe Shattering Blow is better. It's not a stun break. That's what concerns me about it. It's not a stun break. And I know I have Berserk as a stun break. I know I have Headbutt as a stun break. And I know I have Shake It Off as a stun break. But I don't know. This on top as well just adds a lot. It lets you proc Rousing Resilience very, very, very frequently if you chain things right. It's quite a slow sort of build. As far as, I mean, literally, you're talking to a person who's played this 2 games and is just manufactured out of nowhere. The main reason I want to do it, right, is because I wanted another Warden on my account. So I've got the Warden of Tremors now. And so he'll be running like CC heavy things. And I'll set him up as a Sylvari to look really cool. Like, I'll have him like all black and orange, like magma looking. There's some cool fashion mods that you can do on warriors, on Sylvari warriors. So yeah, and you can get the bioluminescence, right? So I kind of want to do that. And then he'll pair off with my Warden of Storms, who's the Fresh Air Ellie. I'm also going to create a Warden of Tides as well at the same time and see how that goes. But yeah, all right. So anyway, this is not meant to be PvP related. We are indeed doing the story today. I'm going to go intro the stream in, go get a glass of water, sort some stuff out. And I'll be back very soon, guys. And yeah, we'll see how things goes. So I'll see you all very soon. Alrighty then. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Alright. I was trying really hard there to make a GIF of the final instance with the, the branded wyverns flying around and stuff. I think that would have been really cool for people to see. But it doesn't seem to work. I don't know. My recording is like balked at the moment, so it seems completely not a thing. So it won't happen. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try one more queue just as we start, as I talk in chat here. We'll see if I get a queue pop while responding to you guys in chat. We'll do a quick queue and then go into obviously regular stream, and we'll do the story, because there is a good chunk of story to do today as the finale. But there's also a little bit less than the other days. We've got this instance and then a post instance. And that's kind of it, and we'll be at the point of deciding what we want to do next. Sun's Refuge, episode 1. What was the other thing we were talking about yesterday? There was honestly a really good idea that came up yesterday. I can't remember what it was we were saying at the time. I am rendering while streaming today, so hopefully that doesn't hit the frames too hard or do anything too horrible. But yeah, so let me just scroll up and see what everybody said. Hello. Let's read out some names and make people feel good, shall we? That's what Twitch is about. Bacon's all mine. MMO Shards, Ratchy, Liz V. Ratchy, you tweeted me the other day and said something. Was it you wanted to be in the party? Is that what it was? What region are you on? Turtle Jesus, Cool Boy Jake or Joke. I don't know whichever one you want there. Why did ArenaNet make a Berserker Elite spec that isn't a power spec? It's a bit of both, really. You're gonna see Elite speculation go up on the channel tonight with Boots. In fact, I'm uploading right now. It will process during the stream. In fact, I will make you a guarantee here. Elite speculation, the return of Elite speculation season 2, the grand reopening, will actually land right after this stream is done, because I'm uploading it right now. I'm uploading, rendering, and streaming all at once right now. And so, yeah, you're going to see that. And Boots has a moment in it where we're talking about, like, the burst skills. And he says, the Berserker burst, and he says, oh, they just added Condi to all of them. And he's wrong about that. It's completely untrue. They changed quite a lot of it up. They added AoE, they added dazes, they added more quality of life on them. They did all kinds of things, right? It's not just about Condi, but Condi is a big angle. And I think that's mostly really just pulling from the fact that they picked the torch as its weapon, and they themed the torch as a Condi theme, so then a lot more of the spec kind of has to conform to that, otherwise it would just be horrendous, right? So, I really do believe it's kind of whichever way you want to go. If you're watching my Game of the Days recently, I've been playing a ton of Berserker queues. They're not Condi builds, they're power builds. People just, it's just, listen, I'm not trying to be offensive to anyone, but if all you do is play Fractals, and you see that Berserkers only run Condi there, for example, which isn't even necessarily true, right? But if your situation is you just play one little area of the game, if all you're doing is World versus World, and then that's all you see people playing, that's not the reality of the situation. If you go to an actual complex game mode, you'll see that things kind of break down. So yeah, anyway, I've been playing a lot of power Berserker stuff recently, so I decided to play a Condi one. I did actually just get a queue pop, so I guess we will do it. I'll only swap at the last moment. You got queued into a 100 to 500 game, amazing matchmaking. You can't always blame the matchmaking. Come on, man. You're better than that. There's always something you could have done better. Always. Even that game I just showed a second ago, there were several key abilities that if I'd landed them, I could have counter-pressured, got people in downstate, scored reses. Could have done things, and I didn't get them. And it would not have been as bad as it was. I mean, when we had a DC, obviously, at that point, it was over. I have been really enjoying your daily PvP videos. Have you done, or do you know of any good 2012 combat mechanics update videos? I'm not quite sure what you mean by a combat mechanic update video. Maybe you'd like to explain that a bit further? The combat in general is very much the same as it was in 2012. It's just there's different abilities in the game now, and balance is different, which you can follow by watching my YouTube channel. Whenever a balance patch comes out, I do kind of a big podcast thing with another guy in the community called Boots, who I was just talking about, and we'll talk you through all of the balance changes.
The match starts soon.
So yeah, we're about to start here. Can we play with you today? I might try and join. Yeah, 5 or 4 lucky people, I guess. God, that sounds so arrogant of me, doesn't it? We'll be able to play today. So can everybody be very clear in chat to anyone who's just arriving at the stream, because we just went live, that this is not if anybody asks during this queue, because I'm not going to be able to look at chat too much, can you just confirm this is not a PvP stream? I'm just doing one queue before we start on a weird silly build. So here we're at the sneak gyro, and I want to keep the stealth of the gyro but not get hazed down when they attack it. I see that several of them are crossing, and we dedicated our thief to close, which he can't 1v1. He's even being outnumbered. He's going to be -1 in a second here. So, -2. Wait, is that -1 or 2? Anyway, so he's hit the Spellbreaker pretty hard, so I'm going to go for that. Spellbreaker's also used... fucking hell, I'm bad at this. So, anyway, he's in Rampage. I'm not actually going to be able to raise the Thief here. I can try. Holy shit, we got the reflect and everything. That was so hype. Well, how did I reflect that? I don't even know how I reflected that. Did we get Aegis from somewhere? Who gave us Aegis? I don't even know. I need adrenaline. I've been playing so badly. Hold on. There we go. All right, now let's burst him. So one of them's going to go down now, and we can res again. Oh, no, he's got resist. I'm not going to be able to cleave through, res through that. Oh, he is down. Wait. Fuck, he got that res so quick. Is he running arcane res? I don't know, man. Scared of another boulder. That's my main fear right now. I played that horribly. I feel really bad for that guy. I don't know the builds. So we're just trying to kite away until we get a respawn here, or one of them leaves. And then what I'll do is I'll fight the Ellie, who's going to be possibly overconfident, and then I'll get my respawn in, which a lot of people who play on far don't quite realize or appreciate. Chained a lot of CC there. Ow, I missed that next one. Warrior came back. The Deadeye rifle should be able to help out here. This won't actually go through the wall. I need to decap. If he, so there we can kite out. We're reflecting the enemy Deadeye. Need to be very careful about where I position here so that I don't get shot too badly. Ah, that didn't land. That's frustrating. We're going to Bulls Rush over here because, again, the pressure from the Deadeye is pretty bad. We can get the adrenaline for one more of those. Good, my team came in. That's nice. Final thrust. Yeah, we got it, baby. 5k plus the 6 bleed on the end of that. Final thrust is so nice. Wizards. That's the power of the wizards. It crit, it did high base damage, and the Condies killed him afterwards. The wizards, ladies and gentlemen. We really earned that 5 points there. I don't know why these games are so trash right now.
The dock's been captured.
Okay, we take... So I want to see how that feels now as well. That was a nice full counter, sort of. But it doesn't really help him too much.
Bell to signal them to fire.
So like there, Outrage couldn't have done that. Couldn't have healed me like that. Couldn't have... I was going to swap Outrage on, actually, to tell you the truth. Good. We can rip as well. Final thrust rip. Doesn't matter. Ellie's back in on me. What we can do here is just do a regular skull crack at the end of that. Oh, he's immune. That's a shame, because that CC would have been really nasty for him there. Ooh, and this never lands either. This skill is just so clunky. Rip is so slow and so short range. Impale just moves so slow. The other thing I noticed about Warrior earlier is Longbow is so shit at range, man. Everything else at that range in the game moves fast, but you can almost never actually land your hits here. So here, this guy's just going to play super passive, and I'm fine with that. We'll dodge the shield block. The Dagger 3 is the next risk. He's gone to GS. I've been jumped by the Deadeye, so I need to leave. We'll come around here and hold mid. We're actually coming back in it a little bit. He didn't even decap. He's that greedy. I don't know why.
The bazaar is yours.
Oh my god. Okay, the CC Fiesta there was hilarious. Come on, hit me. Never mind. Oh, we can do that at the end of the full counter. That was beautiful.
Your enemy took the archway.
Never got the sword ability. That's fine. I'm watching for a rampage now.
Red team, ring the bell. Fire all cannons.
That's my main fear at the moment. Oh, Bulls Rush was obviously not going to do anything. That was good time. There it is. So we have to dodge the first now, reflect the boulder there, and then we can... You can actually break through their stab on this, by the way. So what we're going to do is skull crack him as soon as he comes out, which is there. He stun breaks there. We still have mid. Did we get the bell there as well? Final thrust at the end of the shield block? See, the range on it is just so shit, man. Another skull crack. And we can just auto him to death now. Come on, come on, come on. Finish him off, guys. Why? Getting jumped by the Guardian. Oh, no. That's my bad. Well, sort of. I got jumped by the Guardian and these guys didn't really come over. They might want me more at the node, to be honest. We can kill this now. He won't rally either. We'll do this again. We need to pull out now, though, badly. Shit. I ripped Immob on Sword 2. That was really pretty lame. I don't know why I was Immobed there. They landed it like... Basically, I executed the skill. Then the Immob came, which... and the trait would have triggered. Then the Immob landed. And then the Immob stopped the movement of the... So the timing of that was just absurd. If that's what I see. Because I am on Warrior's Sprint, right? Which should mean that that rips Immob. And there's no ICD on it. So, like... I don't know what narrow ass little window that is, but that's pretty bad. Yeah, that death isn't too good. So what do we got here? Thief is low. Oh my god, they're getting wrecked. I'll take the cap then. If they want to move up, we'll just rot them. WP, you should really think to put Game of the Day on the main channel. You have very lovely thought there, but I genuinely think there's a lot of people in my audience that would rage. I need to get to that, but I can't in time. I took the cap. I need to kill this as well. I should have assessed this quicker. And I don't have an AoE. And he's got stab. 3 stab. Fucking 4 stab. No. That was my bad. I should have killed the Guardian. I let them all res there. I don't know how much pressure I'm going to take. I don't know if I want to go for the 1v1 on close either. I don't know what I want to do. I really wanted to rip that. That's fine. We can leave that down. Go for the guard, maybe? The guard seems like a cool target. No. Why? Oh, he took the sword in a weird direction. Okay. Dodge the focus. This is so bad. I don't know why I'm streaming the build, but I have no idea how to play. That was a really fucking lucky little play we made there. Oh, we don't have both sides. So we got the thief down. Final thrust the body. Why did that go in that direction? What the hell, man? I'm targeting them, facing the other direction. I'll take the decap. And then flee. That's not a rally race, is it? That's not 2 people down. I don't think it was. If it was, then I made a horrendous misplay there. But getting the decap's nice.
The dock's been captured.
This guy going in on a 3v1 is not a good idea, or even a 3v2. This guard's going to try and burst us. No, he's going for the other guy. Fine. Ah, the fucking focus. Can you please not? Where is he? I don't even see him right now. Oh, he's there. Wanted to take the mace too to stop the churn and earth. This guy's going all over the place. Is he fucking move speed hacking? Because that is ridiculous. What's going on with his lag, man?
Be ready to give the signal and return fire once the cannons are loaded.
Okay, that's fine. I'm so low impact, guys. This is so low impact on these fights. He's expecting an attack. He doesn't need it. Can save this guy from the Deadeye if he needs it. Possibly not. We want to get ready for the fact he's going to kite out. We hit him with the impale. He's here. We didn't land the headbutt, obviously.
Ring the bell to signal them to fire.
We did get the skill 3. Just reflect in his face constantly. Come on, a little bit more. I don't know. I think I should maybe take the taunt as well, the taunt trait, instead of the...
Blue team ring the bell. Fire all cannons. The dock's been captured.
The fiery explosion thing. I don't know, though. It might lose too much pressure because it's already got so little. But the taunt could be cool. I mean, the taunt could equal pressure if I use it correctly, because it means that they'll get pulled in at the right time. But then the taunt also would overwrite the headbutts. Oh, man. I need to get better at that. I need to actually count for dodges and stuff if I'm going to play on a headbutt build. It's been too long. He didn't even need me there. I mean, I did shield bash him inside the 100 blades of my ally. That's allowing him to get a lot of hits, but we're actually winning the game. I wasn't even really thinking we were in this.
The
It's a
bazaar
horrible
is
start,
yours.
I guess. Interrupt 1, 2. He dodged. That's my bad then. Go for the skull crack. Adrenaline. Oh, come on! Why? No.
You've
What
lost
the
the
hell
dock.
is with the dragon? Final thrust, he's down. Oh, the quality is so low, guys. The quality is so low. Oh, and I got interrupted in the middle of my skull grinder. That was nice. Nice little effect there on his Weaver thing. Tried to block that. What, did he have quickness or did my brain just slow down massively there? Baited into that. I don't think I can do anything here.
Been captured.
Nope, definitely not. I should have left. I should have left from the very start. I think we win the game anyway. All right, anyway, so not very good. Play full trap Dragon Hunter is higher impact, I promise. Oh, I have no doubt that it's higher impact if the stars align. It would be nice if you put at least one game of the day on the main channel and also use that as an advertisement for the second. Now that's an idea, definitely. And that's something I was considering for several of the things I've done off channel. Like, this says it all: a revive and heals.
Is victorious.
That's it. What an awful. I mean, I'll have to. I don't know whether it's just very poor play. So you actually have to be precise with this and patient and cautious, as opposed to like hollow, as it currently stands. And a lot of the POF stuff and Scourge and Firebrand where you can just kind of spam and you'll be all right. So I don't know whether it's I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, all right. We are going to be playing a starter guide us here, guys. Welcome. Hope you are all looking forward to it. It should be very good. Let me put the fan on because I'm a bit hot right now. So we'll do a quick recap of where the story's been so far, and then we'll get in on the final instance as and when we're ready. Now, we're going to be playing a Weaver. And the Weaver is just a little bit vulnerable while he's out here. So first things first, we need to decide who wants to come play. So I am just going to say whatever region I'm currently on will be the region. So I am on NA right now. Okay? So North America, if anyone on NA wants to play, I can have 4 party members. Just throw me a squad, a thingy. Look at this guy using the new tonic update. Wait, what? I was trying to interrupt it with the transmute thing. Oh, no. So, yeah, if you guys want to play on NA, then that's cool. We'll do it that way. And let me just say hello to people. I don't know what people have been saying. Let's see. What else is going on? Guild Wars 2 PvP community is basically the dregs of the community. Gameplay is fun, at least. To an extent, yeah. It's very clicky, but that's true in a lot of the areas. The raiding can be very clicky. World versus world can be very clicky. And a lot of the long-time established PvPers are very clicky too as well, you know. And you got to understand, a lot of the time it's... how do I put it? Because it's kind of a narrow community that people have been interacting with each other for a very long time, they kind of know each other, so they act like, you know, so you act like a bit of a complete dick and a bit of a right twat. Because there's like that mutual understanding, you sort of know each other kind of thing. So you're less polite. I think that's so as an outsider looking in, you'll get like that impression a lot of the time. But it's really just a consequence of the fact that, I mean, it's also poor social skills, obviously. I mean, let's be real. But yeah, I mean, it's not like everyone in PvP's bad. It's not like they're all horrible people. You know, there's a lot of talent out there, a lot of mindful, nice people. It's just very clicky as well at the same time, and you got to acknowledge that. But yeah, someone else in chat says World versus World is the worst. I cast no aspersions on World versus World beyond the fact that I know for a fact it can get very oh, I need a good term that's not the word circle jerk. But basically, you know, you can get very, very, very potent echo chambers with the way that the TS is and stuff.
Rendering completed.
Things. All right, there we go. That's the render done of the Berserker video that was a bit broken before. So cool. All right, let me turn that off, and we'll upload that for you guys later. Anyway, you heard that YouTube frowns upon, sometimes strikes, if you make announcement videos about going live on other streaming sites. I'm sure if you were big and successful, they would care. I had someone very, very, very concernedly pointing that out to me and saying, "Oh, WP, you shouldn't do this. This other guy I watched got in all this trouble." And the thing is, what you got to understand, guys, is most YouTubers are just in it to exploit your viewership for money, all right? And so, if they can whine about big bad YouTube and how they got screwed over by a copyright thing or this, that, or they can cynically do that to their own ends to rile you up, they will. So, what I'm trying to say is YouTube as a platform is nowhere near as bad as most of you probably think it is. You've just been conned into thinking it's this ridiculous, dystopian, terrible thing because the remotest little situation that affects one of your favorite big YouTubers, they'll make a rant about it because getting you riled up and getting you defending them and against big bad YouTube earns them a lot of money and notoriety and Reddit upvotes and exposure. That's the truth. So those kinds of things, most YouTubers you can look at that have got any success will have done a moment, will have had at least one moment where they whine about YouTube. And it's not that there aren't real problems, it's just that the sincerity of them is exacerbated. You know, your perspective of it won't be as crazy as it actually is. So yeah, I don't know. And besides, I'm a nobody, so I'm pretty sure no one's going to care if I'm asking a handful of people in the grand scheme of things to come over to Twitch to watch a couple of streams once a week. You know? So, and if I do get in trouble for it, then yeah, I get in trouble for it. Big deal. It would be nice if you could put at least... oh, I'm scrolled up really far. We already read that. I remember then this build was good. Sword, Torch, Mace Shield, Berserker was so fun. Yeah, it's funny. You can look at the default builds, and some of the default builds in the game are so antiquated at the moment. I was thinking of turning Game of the Day into showing off default builds and why they're bad. That could be kind of funny. Every single class has 3 of them at least. 1 core, 1 for each of the elite specs, so I think that would be fun. Anyway. I think WP is too critical of himself. In what way? What do you mean? You're doing the straights thing after the stream today? No, not after today's stream. I've got other stuff to do, but I am hoping to do it very soon. Got an ETA for when the LP will continue. Been watching the Prophecies one in the meanwhile. Oh my god, I'm still standing next to this thing. Yeah, hopefully sometime during next week. Once we do the straights thing. Any tip on how to get ascended armor pieces? Play fractals, man. You get them thrown at you. And raids as well. You get them very, very quickly and comfortably. And PvP. Just pick a game type and play a lot of it. Even PvP, you can get ascended armor really quickly that becomes precursor armor. Which is also nice. Any mysteries based on the latest Living Story episode? That's a good question. I'll start thinking about that in about a week to 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. We're still really, for me, I feel like just coming out of the release. So there's still a lot of things for me to think about. I heard YouTube gets really angry if you upload PvP games. Google is all the world versus world town. What changes would you make to improve PvP? Do you think Conquest is popular enough as a game mode in and out of the Guild Wars 2-player base? Look, that's like a 3-hour podcast to talk about. I have a lot of different feelings. But I'm extremely mixed on the idea of a new game type. There's only one way in which and it really frustrates the shit out of me to see so many prominent members of the PvP community who seem to think 2v2s will save the scene, and they're completely wrong. The only way that a new game type will actually really revitalize the scene would have to be like an exclusory thing where the devs put it in and they go all eggs in that basket and they say, listen, you have to play this. Like, there's no Conquest for like 2 months. There's no Stronghold for 2 months. You guys have to play this, learn it, find a meta, figure out if it's got legs, and then we'll bring those others back. But we want... Look, because otherwise it's not going to be worth anything. It's not going to be worth anything. I wish people would realize this. And 2v2s as well, like from an outsider perspective, if you want to grow the scene, you have to entice people outside to come in. Not just the people currently playing to play more, and not just ex-players to play more. You need to actually broaden the horizons, right? And I'm telling you now, 2v2 has no market potential at all. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a long story for that. I think there are lots of tangible things they can do to help PvP, but they do not necessarily include making a new game type. You expect a new story for Halloween since the Festival of the Four Winds had a big update? Not necessarily. The Festival of the Four Winds had a big update because it wasn't in the game anymore, and they had to bring it back. Halloween doesn't need that treatment, so... we'll see what that... I mean, it will have updates. They always have updates that people always undervalue, but in general, no. I don't think it will have a major difference. They might do some stuff to do with the fall of Joko. And if there is a story progression, I think it will be to do with that. But it's not going to be on the level of, like, loads of new stuff. Not that I think, anyway. bringing Joko back in as a Halloween thing could be good. All right, so last stream, I will recap the story, okay, from the last stream. It was this section here called From the Ashes. The gist of it was we hatched a plan to put a tracker on Kralkatorrik, so we would always know where he was before he popped out of the mists, and we could save random villages and stuff from his villainry. So to get a tracker on an Elder Dragon, well, first we would have to bait the Elder Dragon to us, and then, you know, with some kind of big magic artifact, and then we can attach the tracker. So from the Ashes, this bit here, this is all to do with baiting Kralkatorrik, okay? So, we reached the site of our battle with Balthazar, and a Priory member named Nerith calculated where she thought his famed sword may have landed. According to her, the Priory should have already recovered it. So yeah, we kind of get like a third big sword in the story here. You've got like Sahothin, Magdea, and now you've got the Balthazar's great sword as well, which was probed a little bit during PF, but we get a real dedicated part of the game and the story here that talks about it, which I really like. So we found the projected landing zone for the sword, which was here in the Jahai Bluffs. Coincidence. Only to discover that the Priory had been attacked when trying to recover it from a mysterious sniper who stole the sword from them and fled. So that's kind of amazing, actually. The Priory found the sword first, and then she grabbed it and ran off. So they used the word attacked here. This mysterious sniper didn't murder them. And it's kind of a perfect storm of terribleness here, because if a sniper is attacking someone, you're going to think along the lines of headshots and execution and blah, blah, blah. You're going to think that these people have been slaughtered, aren't you? But hey, I guess she sniped them in the knees and then, you know, stole her way in using Tyrian magical stealth, right? The Priory suspects the sniper was headed for the Argonne garrison. After an emotional showdown, I defeated Zafira, so this was the character, a grieving priestess of Balthazar with a personal vendetta. It was then that I finally recognized her. She was present in Aureen's vision of the future. Confident in our future alliance, I invited her to help us take down Kralkatorrik. I don't know if she'll accept, but she did turn over the sword to us. All that remains is to reignite the sword using magic from Ritlock's sword, Sahothin. Then it's time to enter the mist and use the sword as magical bait to attach Blish's tracker to Kralkatorrik. Easy, right? So there's kind of a little thing I want to talk about with Sahothin here as well. So Sahothin has no power, and Balthazar charges Sahothin up in the mist. Great. Then Balthazar's sword has no power, and Sahothin charges it. So did Sahothin... They use the term reignite, and I think they're really careful about this. In the dialogue, they use the term reignite as well. Because I guess the idea is Sahothin is like the catalyst for reawakening dormant magic within the Great Sword. What I think the devs are trying to avoid, bluntly, is the idea that Sahothin lost its power by infusing it into Balthazar's. I think the idea is that Sahothin is as strong as it ever was. It just needed to trigger the latent magic, as I described in Balthazar's great sword. So I think that's kind of what they're going with there. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see that go full circle there as well, where Ritlock now is reigniting it. Ritlock becomes the god of war at the end of POF. Remember those theories, guys? Look, he's doing it, right? Oi! So yeah. Now, Zafira, I believe... I may be wrong about this. Let me just check here, just for a second. Zafira... I'm on Wiki here. Oh, I guess not. No. For some reason, I had I was feeling like we'd seen her in the story earlier. Like it's just a random NPC just standing around in the epilogue of POF or something. Who is that? There's a character there, isn't there, in the epilogue of POF that seems kind of out of place or mysterious that we were expecting to come back. Anyway, so yeah, we got this like character who really doesn't like us. We killed their god. But they're kind of looking around a bit. And the Great Sword now cares about Aureen, so by extension, they kind of care about Aureen. So we'll see how that goes. Interesting, I think, that the devs introduced another new character to the cast here. There have been so many this season. The weirdest one so far, I feel like, that hasn't really been touched on enough is... what's the name of Magritte the Sly's descendant? I can't remember. But she hasn't had enough to do, I feel like. But hey. Wouldn't that make Ritlock the cat of war? Maybe. Alright, so... with all of that done, we've reignited the sword. We now need to enter the mist. And, well, that's pretty easy because there's rifts everywhere. So in we go. Oh, and of course, the other big important thing as we go into this is remembering that Glint sent Snaff and Air to talk to us. So Glint is active out here. And, well, what do we find? Dialogue's maxed. Hopefully you guys can... Oh, and we got to put the music. Got to have the music up. All right. Just here.
What is this?
Great machines! It's a full-on war between Glint's army and the Branded.
It's a distraction. Glint is buying us time.
Then let's use it to our advantage. We'll have to set the bait further inside, away from the fighting.
I think I see a shelter up ahead.
All right, so we're in the mist, and isn't this cool? This feels a lot like when we go via the Tomb of the Primeval Kings back at the launch of POF. I don't think that's a coincidence whatsoever. They keep it kind of deserty. You'll notice that the map boundaries here are very, very limiting, so you can't really explore too far. But what's kind of nice about mounting is it kicks you off the mount when you hit it as a really obvious warning. You guys have seen some of my streams where I've been thrown out of instances really quickly using a mount skill at the wrong time. But it's kind of it kind of saves you from that a little bit here. But yeah, check it out. So you get lots of fighting going on, loads of primeval ghosts. Now these are fighting on behalf of Glint. I think it's really cool what the devs do here as well to demonstrate their invulnerability. They show, oh, I guess not actually, but they were showing like really high barrier uptime. Anyway, there's a wyvern. You can actually go and fight these things. You can engage with them. And you'll notice the screen shake here is really important. Don't forget that when a starter guide just came out, it was when they fixed screen shake as well for players. So they use that, and hopefully a lot of people actually got to experience it properly in this release, unlike many of the other ones.
Structural fortification, minimal interference. I think this is our spot. Now to set the bait.
How much time do we have?
Kralkatorix senses the sword. He is coming for you.
Glint!
All right then. The answer appears to be very little. Hurry and clear out these Branded.
So look, we get a squad message there representing Glint's voice in our head, and we hear, so it's Air's voice actress in this game, which I always get disappointed.
They just keep coming.
When I recognize the voice from someone else.
Okay, it's now or never. Put the sword in place and I'll get to work on the tracker.
All right, so we're gonna place this down and we're gonna deal with this as best we can. So Balthazar's sword, I need to press F. Yeah, I always get disappointed when you hear the same voices back, and it's okay when they're minor, but Glint's are pretty major characters. You just doesn't get voiced much, so I guess the devs decided to double up. Anyway, so we place the sword. Come on, what the hell's going on here, man? All right, press F.
Keep an eye out. The Branded won't make this easy.
All right, there we go. All right, and now we get Blish's progress. Now, I must admit...
I'm not finished.
Focus on the tracker. I'll keep them off you.
When I first played this, this bugged completely, and all I had to do was just stand here. Is it doing it again? Did we actually... Yeah, I just stood here for like 3 minutes straight doing nothing. It's true, it's done it again. What, is this supposed to be a fight? Is this happen for everyone? I thought it was just for me. I didn't even criticize this in my video recap of the patch because I was like, oh, well, it's clearly just bugged. Like, what? Isn't this supposed to break down and these things are supposed to attack us? Look at them over there. It's supposed to be a fight. Yeah. It's supposed to be a fight, and it's not here. I love the friggin' tonic using people here. This is cool. Yeah, I just stood here the entire time last time I played this. So I was hoping that wouldn't happen on the stream, both for my own benefit of enjoying the patch, but also for yours too. The wyvern should come over? Oh, should it really? I mean, we could fight it. This is where you see the centaurs apparently too. Yeah, like he's speaking, it's supposed to be intense. It was a real downer, to be honest, but I didn't bring it up on my video because I thought, you know, like, I'm always forgiven about bugs because I assume they'll get fixed. Here, we're 3 weeks after release, though, and it's still like this. Could it be a bug if you have more than one player? Ah, it could be. Yeah, this could be a co-op bug because I've never done this single player. Yeah, it might be that. Oh, no, Zeppo3K says he was solo and he had no fight. So what I am interested in, though, is the branded... the centaurs. And then also, apparently you see Glint sometimes in the sky. She looks like the representation of the Herald's version of Glint, if I remember rightly. Like, you see like a represent... You see like a not the real deal, but something that sort of symbolizes her, if you will. Do you guys know what that is? Because I missed that last time I was playing as well. I never got any good footage of it. You've been in a group and didn't get the bug. All right, it's got nothing to do with co-op then. It happens if you charge ahead too quickly. But, I mean, we went pretty slow there, didn't we? First time I was swarmed, both on this phase and on the sword burn phase.
It's attached. Come on. Give me a signal.
Yeah, it really ruins it. Is it because... I always thought it was that this is supposed to break.
Commander, it's working.
Kralkatoric draws near.
Glint!
He's heading for the sword. We did it.
There you go. That was her there.
Static. He's coming. Get ready to run.
Yeah, the chaotic release animation, if you saw, she kind of swooped down into our mind. So, are we going to see an Elder Dragon? Woo! I mean, this is it. This is the moment.
What's going on? The sword is turning on us.
Balthazar's magic. It's reacting to Kralkatoric.
I'll try to fix the tracker. Can you hold out a little longer?
Don't worry about me. Just get it working.
So now we defend Blish, and I had to fight here. This was a bit where I actually had to fight. So the sword's going crazy. I love it, man. It's so cool. I wonder what the combat log describes the sword attacks as. I'm deliberately going to eat some more of them. So Balthazar's sword hits you for fire wave, bouncing fireball, energy wave. All right, now we've got some stuff coming in. Do we have to jump these? I guess we have to jump those. That's kind of cool. I'm actually going to involve and start paying attention now. And the screen shaking stuff is cool.
How are we doing over there, Blish?
The damage to the power core is extensive. I need more time.
We don't have more time. Hurry.
I'm trying.
Oh, I forgot we're on Twist of Fate, not Unravel. I really need to learn those icons a bit better. So yeah, and I mean, this is kind of Fate trials. Yeah, here we go. No, these are just branded centaurs. Oh, no, right, yeah, but these ones fight normally, don't they? That's the point, yeah. You can actually fight them, unlike the ones at the Shatterer that don't. I guess they still just charge around those, you see.
You must escape. Retreat.
So here's Glint saying we got to run away.
Blish, we've got to get out of here.
The power source. I can't get it to work.
Go. Now.
My original interpretation of this...
Go. I'll handle it. Go, Commander. Get out of here.
What?
I'm a machine, remember? He can't brand me. You're mortal. You need to get to safety.
I'm not leaving without you.
Come back for me when the storm passes. We've come too far to give in now.
Blish!
I'll be fine, Commander. Go!
So, listen to the way he's talking to us there. He seems pretty confident that he'll be alright. Hey, and he even asks us to come back for him. He says, come back for me. So it's interesting the way that the rest of the patch goes, to be honest, and the way they frame this. Yeah, he can't be branded.
So, don't be mad.
Oh, right, yeah.
I lied.
What? What are you saying?
The power source is dead. I can't fix it. But my golem body can power the tracker indefinitely. I just have to take my higher functions offline. Permanently.
Wait, what? No! At the docks, Gorik said...
I know, but I'm just one person. We're talking about the end of the world. If I can find in time to stop Kralkatoric, then...
No! There has to be another way. I'm not letting you do this.
With all due respect, Commander, it's not up to you.
Oh my god, are we going too slow? What? I don't remember this. Oh yeah, I do. Oh my god, it's crazy. I can't talk or commentate because we got to keep going. There's too much dialogue. Oh my god, there's so much stuff I want to say, but yeah, all right. So now we get this crazy. I love how they use the unbound magic to guide us here in a story instance. Crap, I missed. Oh dear. I love the way they do that. It's so fantastic. The music's really eerie and beautiful. I kind of don't want to even talk, just so that you guys can get the full ambience of this.
Take care of Gorik. Tell him his big brother is sorry. And
wow. I'm going offline. I'm leaving. I'm going offline. Look at how lame this is. Can you believe this happened on my first time playing as well? I missed loads of story and ambience and interesting stuff because Other people succeed at the jumps, and I just fell. And all the dialogue starts going on the person in front as well. So I just missed it. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Alright, I'm going to keep going. Alright, so now we're in the cool space. This is shit. I'm redoing this instance because this is actually dog shit. This has been a horrible experience for you guys. I'm going to redo it in a minute. Because we've had a huge bug at the start, and now I've not even let you see the entire dramatic part of this.
Entering the eye of the storm. I'll be shutting down my function now.
What? What is this? Why? What? Why am I falling? I'm not even getting the height. Oh, this is horrible. Listen, guys, I really appreciate you playing with me and stuff, but fuck that. I'm not doing that. We're actually going to play it properly. I'm not doing that. We'll just solo this instance. Sorry, guys. You basically had the full experience, but it's really lame if the devs have put the dialogue on the person in front, and then I'm not even seeing the transitions to the area. Yeah, I'm well aware using the Raptor, guys. I'm well aware. I fucking have beat it before. I used the Raptor before. I know how the gravity works on the Raptor. I'm well aware I can swap to the Raptor. You don't have to spam it 100 times. It's just I didn't know it was exclusively the Raptor. You'd assume that you could do that with multiple different characters. Multiple different mounts, wouldn't you? Oh my god. So yeah, let's redo that, because that's awful. That is shoddy content. Oh my god. I hate you all. I love how crazy epic moments can be so easily ruined by awkward game mechanics. Yeah, it's just because playing co-op is a secondary consideration for the devs all the time. I was really disappointed when that happened on my original playthrough too, like really disappointed. It's like when you're dead at the end of a raid encounter the first time you go through it, and you miss all the shit because like you can't res and see it, or you know, like if you watch the raid stream I did when we were doing that long section along the checkerboard road, which isn't even really content, but everyone else runs ahead so you don't get to see anything. All right, let's go on in. The problem is now I have to play a dagger weaver.
So, don't be mad. I lied.
What? What are you saying?
The power source is dead. I can't fix it. But my golem body can power the tracker indefinitely. I just have to take my higher functions offline. Permanently.
Wait, what? No! At the docks, Gorik said...
I know, but I'm just one person. We're talking about the end of the world. If I can buy you time to stop Kraukatork, then...
No! There has to be another way. I'm not letting you do this.
With all due respect, Commander, it's not up to you.
All right, there we go. Checkpoints, baby. Look at this. Here we go. You actually get the experience now. Look at this. Look at all the, the destructible terrain and stuff. Like, think about how much we applaud the destructible terrain with the pyramid thing before. Look how good this is. All right, let's raptor it up then, okay? Here we go. Is it just jumping or is it using the leap? We might actually want to use our new skill here as well. So this way, in this direction. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Why do we get quickness from picking this stuff up, by the way? That's weird, isn't it? Quickness? Why are they spamming me with that? But yeah, it's beautiful. It's so eerie.
Take care of Gorik. Tell him.
Why? Why? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Oh. Here we go again. Final boss. This is like this is like doing Zera and you keep failing because you just mess up the glide. It's not even the fight. Oh god. Oh, I snorted. I snorted. Everybody ignore that. Delete that. Oh god. All right, this way. Can't use my skill here, so I'm gonna have to go a little bit slower. Wait. Okay, we can go this way. That's fine. I like how there's like a little bit. Oh my god, it's sucking me in. That's vacuum. Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die again. I'm gonna die again. I can't believe it. Wait. Can we? Wow, I didn't realize it would suck me towards it like that. All right, I like the way it resets the instance as well, actually, to tell the truth. All right, here we go. I'm learning a lot about this because last time we basically just one-shot it. I died on the first little bit of the phase and missed some dialogue, and then just one-shot the last bit, and it was just pure cinematic. And I remember even being struck at the time that, you know, I wish they'd made it a bit more challenging. I guess now I eat my words or my thoughts. So we can do that. So we want to stick to the right here because Oh, look, look, look. It's like a gust of wind. Wow. It's like icy wind. Man, that's cool. Look at Kralkatoric's threat here. The music is just so strange. We missed Blish's dialogue again, didn't we? All right, now we're at the space section, all right, which you guys missed before. So where do we go? What do we do? Oh! A little bit of magic there. Wait, what? Yeah, here we go. It's really interesting to pair this with, like, the friggin'... And now stuff starts falling and they actually start moving, which you guys might not have noticed before. So we use this. There we go. And, like, look at how they're floating around here. This is what I wanted, those moving urns.
I'm entering the eye of the storm. I'll be shutting down fire function now. Wish me luck. Okay, Marks. Kralkatoric.
Oh.
Blish? Blish!
Man, you even hear the dragon roar back there, and he sounds messed up. Look at that. Look at that. That's the Kralkatoric storm there. That is what the brand... That's the creation of Brand in the Mists. And it's looming towards us. This is like... Think about this. This is what Almora saw, right? This is what happened right near Ebonhawk. This is what, you know, destroyed and scarred so much of Tyria.
I have opened a rift. Hurry!
And look, Glyn is here.
It's too far.
Jump! Now!
And she's watching us the whole time. We go through the rift. And... There we go. We get it. So there you go. The real experience there. I like how Glyn... That makes
Blish,
Glyn seem
say
so
something.
OP as well. Blish, say something. I miss it. And this is great as well. This is like when we died and we came back.
Commander, come in. Are you okay?
I'm fine, but...
I'm getting a signal from the tracker. Come on back, you two. We're gonna celebrate in style.
Yeah. Sure we'll do that, Tommy. I've been wanting to get rid of that Blish guy for ages. That character sucks. He's lame, man. So yeah, this is like when you come back to life, right? And you get, I mean, obviously the day-night cycle has to line up, right? But they put you in basically the most beautiful area of the new map. I think that this is bad, though, having this touch catch here. You don't want to be thinking about playing the game and loot and all that MMO high-level nonsense. You should just be here to sit and just, like, literally sit now because chairs are a thing, right? I need to resolve what just happened with Blish there. Oh, what an instance. In all honesty, I thought we were going to redo the whole thing, but the devs did a really cool checkpoint there. So we didn't see the start and a lot of the fight because of that bug there, but it's a brilliant instance, isn't it, really? And it just shows that... You know, one of the things is to compare the quality of Living World with expansions. And, like, come on. That instance we just played there could easily goes blow for blow for visiting the library or visiting the underworld or the final fight with Balthazar, you know, has a chase sequence before it. You know, it's got the Warthog section, essentially. And that was better than it, right? So pretty goddamn nice. You know, you guys can party up again if you like for the end, but... You'll have to join on my instance if you want the pop-up. And it's mostly conversation now. No more opportunity to die and fail, so... I can't believe I missed out that mad thing so much there. It was more of a part of the game than I'd actually realised, which is nice, actually. I genuinely thought it was a largely on-rails thing. But, you know, they had moving... Guys, think about what they just did there and what that could mean for jumping puzzles, you know? Actual moving platforms that have collision and... that travels with them and stuff, just like the Zomoros fight. Kadim fight, sorry. I guess Zomoros is the same there. Like, it's cool to see what the devs can do with that, continuing forwards. Maybe that's why it's been so long since we've had a proper jumping puzzle in a Living World release. The last one, I really think, what was it? It was Siren's Landing, wasn't it? They were doing pretty good. You know, we had the Chalice of Tears, though, which set a lot of people into wine mode. And then we had a very different style of jumping puzzle here with the tower, which was beautiful and awesome. Now, what have we had since then that's like a really good raw jumping puzzle in an open world map? Alright, so, storm tracking. Let's finish this off. Everybody's in the instance now. Wouldn't it be a bad idea to see At-K in Raid? I'd love to see better At-K. There have been At-K in Guild Wars 2 so far. There was a lesser one that you fight in the personal story, and then another one a little bit later. There's some random mobs that spawn as well, but, you know, like actual prominent parts of the story. I would love to see really big, badass, awesome At-K that look more like Guild Wars 1 At-K as well. For a, you know, another raid wing or a fractal or something. I think that could be brilliant. Or even Living World. You know, an At-K. You know the spider boss that we have in this patch? An At-K that is kind of a similar role there as sort of a story boss. I think that could work. When are the lore raid videos coming? I'm hoping to have another one out pretty soon. But it's elite speculation today. Isn't the last jumping puzzle technically the Vizier's Tower in the Jahai Bluffs? I mean, yeah, mechanically it calls itself that. So maybe you're right. So here, I love this long walk as well. It feels so deliberate and careful, you know. Making us walk all the way through the old command post. The devs know that they could have skipped us forward for the purpose of the instance, but they don't. Like, they just have you kind of walk in silence with, like, the echoing around you. I don't know. It feels cool. I don't know whether that is intended, but, it works, I think. Because you need this moment to, like, breathe and be like, what the hell did I just experience? And just feel alone. You're coming back alone, and that's going to affect them all, right? They're going to know that. And they're going to know what that means, and so they drag that moment out. So we get really, really good direction with the brother character here, Goric, as well, who hasn't had much to do this release. But I really like the way that the devs know that we're going to be smart enough to know that the characters have recognized what's happened, even if the characters haven't said it out loud. So this is one of those moments where, as writers, they respect our intelligence and powers of observation to write a bit more compelling dialogue. So they just skip the whole Blish is dead thing, and you'll see how they do it quite creatively, quite realistically. It's nice. I don't know. I liked it.
You did it, Commander. We're receiving a signal from the tracker.
Wait, where's...
I had my doubts about whether the sword's magnetic pull
Goric, there's something I need
would
to...
still be functional. But like always, Blish was 100% correct. I don't...
Listen to me. Blish
don't
had
know
to...
how I ever doubted him. Blish can do anything he puts his mind to.
Goric, please.
Did he say anything?
He said... he's sorry.
But I saved him.
Goric, wait.
Let him go.
There's something else. He said we need to stop keeping secrets from each other.
Blish. I guess it's time. I wasn't ready to tell you, but, my condition... It's not in remission anymore. It's getting worse.
Worse how?
Sometimes the pain is so bad I can hardly focus. I can't calculate how much time I have, but... there's an end. Blish was the only one I told. I thought he might be able to help me stay here longer, but now he's...
Timing. If we had known...
Blish sacrificed himself to give us time to stop Kralkatorek. That's our priority.
Do you ever slow down?
Hey, we have a job to do. But there's no way we can do this without Aureen. We have to find her.
How? She didn't exactly leave a note.
I think I can help with that. The priestess was right. You do need better security. We have a lot to talk about, don't we?
All right. Okay. Good. And there's not too much there. So Anjoy's just said in the comments we didn't need a cutscene for that. I actually disagree. I know why you're saying that because like there's nothing, you know, there's no major visual action going on. That everything we just got there was talking heads, right? It was soap opera. It was, you know, you could just have the characters standing around talking like we have at any other moment. But I think it works really well as a cutscene, as like a capstone for the patch, because having those, you know, true hands-off keyboards and mouse, it's a nice like slight twist and shake-up. I also think the reveal of Kaith works better in the cutscene, and you can't have a cutscene just for her reveal. That would be weird. So having a cutscene that then she's at the end of, I think that works. You'll notice that Kaith's reveal, her sudden appearance, is very similar to the sudden appearance of Kos earlier at the start of the patch. They're actually doing the exact same thing. Character we'd interacted with for a while has their dramatic reintroduction. Kos gets one in battle in engine in the moment, but Kaith suddenly just unstealthing right next to us. I think that would have felt really weird as just, you know, a standard experience like what you're looking at in the footage right now, right? Why is this not counted as UI? That's really strange. So yeah, I actually think that it works better as a cutscene. It just feels like there's that extra little bit there. The music's really not. I like the do 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 do. There's like a how do you describe that? Like plinking kind of going on in the music in the background there at the end. So yeah, Goric, his line's good, right? The "but I saved him." That is the heart puller, isn't it? That's the one that really gets you. But what's really beautiful about that line as well is obviously it's there to make you sad and to really get into his, because it just feels like a very real thing that he'd probably say, because he did try so hard to keep his brother going and he did that. But here's the other beautiful thing that I think is more of a cold-minded reptilian wanker. I kind of think, hold on, maybe he still did. Maybe Goric is completely correct. Maybe he did still save him. Go download his positronic neural net like data, you know. I just watched Star Trek Genesis, and they have that whole idea with data going into B4 and stuff. So yeah, maybe they'll do that, man. All right, boom. And maybe that's what they're actually hinting at. It's not about being emotional and just a well-written emotive line. Maybe it's a hint, guys. It's a lore hint. I also really like, in all seriousness, the Bram line there as well, where Bram's immediately like, let him go. I don't know, it just feels very Bram and Norn and just cold and stern and brilliant. And it also feels really cool about Kaith just like being so cold and like just she doesn't care about any of the drama. She's just like, oh yes, I'm she could be like that, you know. That's the point of her. She's so just stone cold. The thing I don't like about this cutscene here at the end is the way that they don't let you. Now I get the natural bridge between, oh, I'm sad because of this, and that drives Taimi to her revelation. I get the bridge. I get the logic. I'm not scrutinizing the logic and the plausibility of that conversation going as it did. But narratively, I don't like that the Blish sadness with Goric section is immediately usurped and replaced by instead being sad about Taimi. And it feels, I don't know, I'm somehow a little bit cynical about that. Like, it's like, oh, what? Taimi's tragedy is worse than Goric's, and so, you know, we're supposed to like, it's like, oh, that's the 1-2 punch, you know, and the second punch is the haymaker at the end of the patch. Taimi's gonna die, guys. And you know, that doesn't resonate with me in any way. Yeah, I would have rather that they be spread out, separated just a little bit, you know. But you know, it's such a minor nitpick. It's just a silly little thing that crossed my mind as I was experiencing it. So yeah, and I guess this is the thing most people want to talk about. This, I mean, I'll be honest, this affected me so little, I didn't even think about it when I was doing a recap of the patch on YouTube. It was only when I was editing and I was scrubbing through footage and I saw that final cutscene, I was like, oh yeah, shit, that thing about Taimi. So, Twitch chat, what do you think? Is your ArenaNet, you've laid all of these, you've set these domino pieces up. How do you knock them down? What's the situation here? Are we actually going to see her die? If we don't, is it going to be like a hollow plot point to save her by the end? You know, what is the way out of this that's most compelling? And especially, and here's the real keen thing as you think about this, what's the best way out of this that's most compelling? Especially in a world where they've just established characters like Air and Snaff are still like themselves and thinking and acting and being heroes, just not under our noses anymore in another plane of existence. Does that like not rob? Have they not simultaneously robbed Taimi, the urgency of Taimi's situation at the same time as delivering it whatsoever? Do you get what I mean? And then there's another side of it as well, which is the Living World Season 1 side of things. How many of you guys played this? I mean, I'm a bit of a loser, right? So I've played a lot of the game. I kind of know it. How many of you guys played this bit and thought, what? What? Who? What? She's ill? I didn't realize she's ill. I didn't realize it was terminal. You know, like, because you haven't played Season 1 for that long, because they haven't talked about it for that long. Well, and I don't judge the devs for that. The devs are doing something that's actually really quite important. I'm not going to get on some massive soapbox about how to treat people with disabilities and stuff. But one thing that I do think is really important in life is that you can have a character quirk like that and it's not front and center all the time, that it's just It just is, and people just treat them like adults, and you just sort of, you don't think about it. I think that that's the most tolerant you can be. Like, again, as a weird Star Trek thing, I was watching this convention video, right, where this guy who, I don't know, it looked, I don't know, because it was just footage. It looked like he had cerebral palsy, right? So this guy asked this question at a panel, and the actors indulge his question, and they answer, and then he asks something else, and then he answer, and then they answer, and then he asks something else, and they answer, and then everybody's happy, they sit down, that's the convention, it's done. And I watched that, and I thought, yeah, that was cool, that was fine, you know, nobody treated him any differently just because they perceived him to be a bit different. And I thought that was fine, but then when I looked at the YouTube comments, there are all these people jerking themselves off announcing that fact, going, oh, I'm so happy that they never talked about his clear disabilities, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you're the problem, man. Nobody drew any attention to it. It was fine. Now you've made it a thing, but it's not of any note. Like, that's kind of my perspective on it. And so to take this back to Guild Wars before I go off on a massive tangent, I actually have a lot of respect for the way that ArenaNet did it. Like, they established, yeah, she's got this thing, but unless it genuinely fully affects the story in that, you know, she's running for her life, but she's disabled and she can't get away, like physically crippled that she can't move without a golem, the story's never gone to that point, they've just kind of ignored it. And I actually kind of liked the ignoring that, if that makes sense, in a weird way. But the consequence of that is now there's a lot of people scratching their heads basically saying, what? I don't even really know what you've got, Timey. And we can partly blame that on the fact Season 1 isn't available, but you can also partly, some of the exposition is there in Season 2, but people don't play it very much. So partly it is also the ignoring thing. So I just wonder how much people feel about that too at the same time. You never forgot she was ill, to be honest. I was waiting on... Chat moved as I was reading your comment there, and it suddenly scrolled and jumped. So what I thought you wrote was, I was waiting for urine. Because Ben Lubar had talked about urine above. People can Google the missing story easily. Is that a satisfactory response? That's also a whole other question as well. You know, if you're ArenaNet and your job is to make people feel something and stop questioning the quality and just get immersed in the moment, is being asked to suddenly Google all the time the right way to go? I did think it was a nice detail that Timey did have permanent cripple applied to her back in the day, though. Apparently that was removed because necromancers automatically stripped it from her, gaining weeks of cripple. Is that true? Well, they've got other versions of the conditions that don't... it's not hard, that can't be robbed and stuff. It's not hard to make a unique effect that appears as another one. So yeah, my main thing about all of this that struck me was just, yeah, I wanted more time to breathe on the Goric bit. And then it was like, oh, she's ill. And you guys know me. I like the character. And I think she's okay, but I don't have any deep connection to the character. I mean, that's the truth. I have a much deeper connection, a much stronger connection, honestly, to, like, Bram, and especially Destiny's Edge, original Destiny's Edge. Like, someone asked me at the end of yesterday's stream, what character do I want more development on? And literally, my top 3 answers are Ritlock, because I think there's interesting mysteries, and I think he's a cool character, and I think he's still got a lot of arc available to him. There's a lot that he could develop. I think Ritlock's high on that list. I think Logan's high on that list in the position of Pact Commander, and I'd love the game to talk a bit more about Dylan, all that stuff. I think Logan's really high on that list. And Zodger, I think, is really high on that list. Just not necessarily because I like Zodger's character too much, but because I think it's criminal how she's been treated recently. Criminals is too strong of a word. But so, like, it's like 3 Destiny's Edge characters. And you know, I like most characters. I'm more interested in interacting with most other characters than Timey. And that's really what it is. So this didn't hit me. I just thought, oh, it wasn't even on my mind. To be fair, Kaith's return to the story wasn't either. That completely I forgot in the video. Anyway, so here, let's listen to what she says. I still have energy to fight Kraukatark. Just please let me help. Okay, forget that for now. You've dealt with so much. I want to be here for you. I like how the dismissed dialogue, you could... Once upon a time, the dismissed dialogue would be really rude. I would love it if the devs gave us the option here, or if we want to exit out of the... Who at this point in Guild Wars would press F on Timey and not take the additional dialogue, right? So I love the idea that they just have fun with the declines at this point. And this was like some really ruthless, like, put down. Like, yeah, whatever. And then just walk off. Because that's essentially what you're doing if you click this button. You're saying, yeah, whatever to her. Forget that for now. You've dealt with so much. I want to be here for you.
I can't stop thinking about Blish. He seemed so invincible. I finally had him back for good. And now... he could have lived forever in that golem body. How could he just throw that away?
This is interesting as well. The devs don't really do this. They have the voice dialogue repeat itself in text up here so you can remember what she says. And if we imagine that there was a ferocity, dignity, charm response here, this would be really useful because you could recap what had been read here and otherwise would have disappeared in the floating box above. So I actually really like this format, and I hope the devs go further with this. It's not relevant when all we're doing is blindly clicking through. But it's a nice way to get, like, the voice dialogue. I mean, it's kind of weird, to be honest, because they could have just had the commander respond instantly with this as a floating thing, but this just feels a bit more interactive, I guess. I don't know. He cared for you. Your life was precious to him, regardless of the length.
He chose to help a lot of people despite the cost. His life meant something. His death meant something. That's powerful, isn't it? I just hope I get a chance like that.
So, I mean, what my answer to the question... Oh, Doug says they did that as well with the trial. I think that's a good point as well, yeah. My answer to what would be most compelling about Timey is people keep going out as heroes and doing awesome stuff. What if she goes out and she's not even a hero? Not a villain either. She just sort of has a miserable anticlimactic end. And that's the drama. The anticlimax is the drama. That's a very difficult thing to deliver, by the way. And you can only do it on very rare occasions, separate beats, because otherwise it gets a bit too dark and grim. But I wonder whether that would be a fun way, especially with what she just said there. I hope I get that chance as well. And she just doesn't. She should have been killed in episode 1, says Feathers. Now, that was an interesting one. So if you guys are enjoying this stream, next weekend, probably I'll be playing episode 1, because we never did stream playthrough of that. And yeah, episode 1, they do a really beautiful red herring, basically, where essentially they psych you out. They do everything. They line it all up to make you think Timey's dead and it's going to be this big tragedy. And she's going to be awakened, actually, is the answer. You think she's going to be awakened. And then she's not in the end. And that was fun. That was really fun for them to twist and play with that. But, they really, really, really double bluff you on that. Or just bluff you, I guess. But maybe you're right. She should have become awakened in episode 1. Becoming awakened... I mean, that's the thing. We got Koss with us, who is kind of now, as of this patch, a main character who's kind of awakened. But being an awakened as a part of the main group would have been really cool and added unlocked a whole other extra ton of stuff to talk about with the struggle against Joko in the first 3 episodes too. She'll get a really sad ending. I think she isn't really meant to stay with us long term. But I like her, so it's not that I want to see her gone. Listen, guys, this is why. You know why she's got such a big head now? You know why she just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger? If you play an Asura, she's like triple your size now. She's like a mountain of an Asura. The reason they're doing this is to make it very clear that she's not a kid anymore, so they can kill her off. All right? That is the truth. All right? They've got to be very clear about this. All right, so anyway, Bram, who has a tiny head, by the way, little raisin head. Did you notice in the cutscene how small his head is looking these days? It's because of his wolfborn armor, I know, but still. Hey.
I know you're beating yourself up about Blish, but he gave his life to save the world. We should all be so lucky. It's like that thing the Olmecon say. His memory is a star to guide us.
So, Tom Abernathy, wherever you may be, what a wild goose chase that was on Twitter. So the answer to the Twitter teasing was, yeah, in a previous episode, the Omicron had a saying about people becoming stars to guide us when they die, and a character's going to die, and we're going to reference it. Like, what? Come on, what is that? I get it works in-game. Everything about it works in-game, but why is that a tease for us? What are we supposed to come out of that? Think about all the directions we went in with that. And no, I'm not just defending myself because of the whole dragons being stars in the sky stuff, which obviously was very clearly not the thing after his follow-up tweets. But even after his follow-up tweets, it was like he was still trying to, like, encourage some speculation, but there was nowhere else to go. It was just as simple as a character will die this patch. Maybe that's what he was hoping for people to say. You know, just nice generic. But at that point, you would, you know, it would be very easy to make the leap. There'd be rocks that would have gone on this patch. I kind of like Bram's dialogue there as well, for what it's worth, because he's got a bit of a Norn perspective there. That is the Norn, people. Well done, ArenaNet. Look at that shit. Let's listen to that again. Hey, I know you're beating yourself up about Blish, but he gave his life to save the world. We should all be so lucky. Bram is a bee's dick away from pointing out the scope of Blish's legend, right? But he doesn't. He then talks about the Omicron a little bit there, which is a different direction to go in. But, you know, so it's good. It's a very Norny thing to say. And then we got Kaith.
You want answers. Let people grieve for a while. We'll talk soon enough.
This is not in Kaith's character whatsoever. She's been too considerate here. I should be able to just be cold and brutal and be like, no, let's do it. Let's do it. Why is everyone exalted now? I should just be able to be like, yeah, come on, Kaith, let's do it. And she would be well up for it. She's well up for it. Don't act like you care, Kaith. Don't you act like you care. She's the coldest of them all. Colder than Ritlock. Brutal. But no, the reason she has to do that is because it's the end of the patch. We don't have any more budget for this release. So we'll just do that with Kaith for a second there. Interestingly, she doesn't have the icon over her head either. So we can easily miss that dialogue. Now, here's a very cool thing. When we walk over to these guys, I think. Yes? No? Maybe? Oh, maybe I messed up. Zafira's got dialogue. How have I messed this up? Hold on, Zafira?
I'm sorry about your friend. His choice was a noble one. You should grieve, yes. But be proud of him. In my priesthood, we tend a hearth for 6 days to honor the fallen. If you want, I can...
I'd like that.
I like that. Hold on. Did we say that if we're not a Balthazar follower? Why do I remember that conversation being... No, don't worry, there's no point. Maybe we always say that just to be considerate. If we say I'd like it just because we're a Balthazar follower, that would be really awesome. Yeah, don't lean back, man. You guys seeing this? This is freaking me out on the chair as well. I don't know. We all have experiences of being at school and leaning back on just 2 legs on the chair, and then someone like tips it, and it, you know, it makes your heart go, and it's awesome. Sorry, I'm a bit of a... My adrenaline junkie nature coming through there. But this is now freaking me out because I'm like, he's going to fall back on the chair. Don't do that. Okay, all characters say, all right, that's fine. If there's anything you need, let me know. Can I ask you about your past?
No, you can't.
I like that. That's cool.
I'm sorry about your friend. His choice was a noble one. You should grieve, yes. But be proud of him. In my priesthood, we tend
I don't know why this repeats.
6 days to honor the fallen. If you want, I can...
I'd like that.
Alright, thank you, Zafira. Okay. So when do we get the cost thing? The legendary cost thing? Is that on the return to the Sunspear Sanctuary? It must be, right? Shit, that best not be once per account, because I'll be fuming if it is. That'll make me so sad if that actually is only once per account. Yeah, sorry about the anxiety on the chair there. Alright, well there you go, guys. Goric, I don't actually know where he goes. Here in the instance. Does he just, does he run all the way away? Does he just disappear? The Sun's Refuge is a whole other thing. So, genuinely, we've done all these streams now, and we've just finished the story. There you go, that's the end. But, genuinely, the amount of dialogue and stuff in the Sun's Refuge, there's probably double the length of playtime you can get. Just from interact. No, that's all wrong. That's a weird way for me to discuss that. Let's let everybody load in, and then I'll create it. How do I describe it? In terms of raw audio, there's like a whole other instance and a half of raw audio. And then doing all the collections and stuff along with it is another thing as well. I'm trying to give everyone the opportunity to click yes. Some of them will be on loading screens. There we go. Restart the instance for Krauk. Oh, you want to see the defense part of the instance? Goric walks slowly to the east and fades out, says Ben Lubar. I love how there's those of you guys in chat that will just know that. You've followed it and you've checked it out. That's a cool looking beetle, man. You know what I've still not done? I've not made a beetle that looks like the Black Beast of Arg. See, what I'm wondering is if they're doing a raid release where we go back to the Foundry and we will have enemy roller beetles. Yeah? If you actually think about it, none of the mounts, except raptors, I guess, when you dismount a Mordrum on one, are really enemies in the game. I mean, griffins to an extent as well, but not the big mounted griffins. So I wonder if they actually can't do that, but I would love to have another Black Beast of Arg boss. How cool would that be? And they actually use the roller beetle. They should have those tremor armadillos and stuff as well. I mean, there's so many different enemies that they could create out of the various mount skins. Tons. It would probably be really efficient. ArenaNet, why aren't you doing that? That would be such a good idea, wouldn't it?
Watch your back when you head out. I won't be with you.
You too. Stay safe.
Alright, so, does it trigger? Where is my friends? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Hello? Koss?
I'm glad you received my message, and grateful you chose to come.
When our spear marshal calls, we answer. During your journey, Talcora was watching. She wanted you to know you're worthy of the title of spear marshal.
Talcora?
We owe so much to her. She gave us purpose when we had none.
All this time, she was... I need to go, Zaim. I have to find out what happened to her.
Go. We'll be fine here.
Look at that! I can't believe it. So, not only does he meet Kossan, not only do they chat with... Like, all of these things that they did with Koss this release blow my mind, because I never would have expected them to do. So, and you know what confidence that gives me that next patch will actually see, like, some resolution there. If we go to Talcora's corpse spot, I mean, what do we even call that? Where her body was just trapped and left there. If we go there, do we find Koss now? I mean, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? And they can phase, and we know that they could do stuff like that. So, I mean, it's amazing.
What a feat. You led the Sun Spears back to their ancestral home.
More like, ancestral hiding place. When times are hard, we go to ground.
I get a feeling that people would be complain about their mount skins being devalued if they exist en masse in the open world. Yeah, that did flash through my mind a second ago, but I think it's a pretty petty thing to complain about, isn't it? And in fact, I'll go the other way. If you really take a second to think about it, here's the actual truth behind the situation. Is that what they should do is add the mounts as a mount skin enemy somewhere in a contemporary patch and sell it on the gem store at the same time.
What are you planning to ask when Koss gets back?
Everything.
Well, that's, vague.
Where he's been, what he's done, what Milani was like. Is it really true about the Corsairs? What it was like fighting alongside the hero of Nightfall. Can he teach me to fight in the sunlight as well as the shadows? Is he proud of me? Am I brave enough? Does he think I've honored the family name?
I get the picture. You really are gonna ask him everything.
Oh, I love this. This is so good, because the devs know that the proper geeks, the losers out there, those utter no-life people that should stop playing so much Guild Wars 2, people like Wood and Potatoes, right? We want to see that conversation, but it'd be such a pain in the ass to actually deliver it. So they just have the character in universe express what he wants to ask, which is what they know we want to see him ask, but then they don't have to go to the effort of actually delivering it. So it's 10 out of 10.
Meeting legends in the flesh.
I'm still shocked. And then, right when I was beginning to know him, he left.
He'll be back.
He'd better. The questions I have. I'm making a list.
Man, that's not going to be good for Koss's ego. By the way, there's a Koss on Koss 2. Oh, it's here. Look, Koss on Koss Volume 2 is here. I'll read that in a second. But yeah, like, this is just a couple of guys at a table. There's so many NPCs at the refuge. So many. I mean, it is nuts. Yeah, like this Ninetales thing, right? I promise, if that was a creature that they actually put interiors somewhere, there's like a boss in a story step or a hidden thing in a story step somewhere. Something you can press F and rent for a second. And that was something a lot of players saw. They would double or even triple their gem store sales of that legendary mount, right? If the Dreadnought Raptors were being ridden by Koss as he saves us in this release, they would honestly do so much. So I really think it's the way that they should be doing things. What's this clip that I'm subtly trying to ignore? I don't know. It says something went wrong. We couldn't find that clip, and I don't stop to click them either. Is it like really embarrassing? Is it something terrible? Anyway, scrolling down. You can't find him at a corpse. That's a shame. But next release, right? Maybe next release. Or even a current event thing could do that. They're probably focused on Halloween at the moment, but they could do that. Oh, he comes back when the house is completed. The house, you mean the Sun's Refuge? Unless it's under very specific conditions, I never saw him there. You actually get a conclusion when you finish full house. Kos comes back. Back to work for you. It's good to see you, Dead Zella. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Oh, man. See, I've not done any of this progression yet. None of it.
Plan is we split up, scout the area, figure out what's happening to our caravans, then meet up at midpoint.
Sounds good. Watch your back when you head out. I won't be with you.
You too. Stay safe.
So, you can recruit a ton more people into this area as well.
You led the Sun Spears back to their
this is repeat
home.
dialogue, so I'm just going to read chat for a
More
second.
like ancestral hiding place. When times are hard, we go to ground.
That one time Kos outnumbered Corsair ships. Yeah, right at the start of Nightfall, he's like, there's 2 ships and 3 of us. We're fine. And we were, because we had Cormir with us. There's a huge lore inconsistency on the first page of Kos on Kos 2. All right, let's read Kos on Kos Volume 2. I'll see if I can find the inconsistency that Ben Lubar professes to have spotted. Kos on Kos Volume 2, Life After the
What are
Cave.
you planning to ask when Kos gets back?
Everything.
Well, that's vague.
We're going to shut those guys up for a second. Author's notes. After the success of Kos on Kos, my publisher talked me into writing a sequel. Who am I to refuse? Keep in mind, work in progress. So, who's his publisher exactly? So, first day, 1094 AE. This is like ages ago. He says, today I begin a new chapter of my afterlife. At long last, Palawa Joker is dead and I'm free to leave the prison I've made. Yeah, this is the problem. I remember reading this. This is the problem. I think what they've actually done here, this date, I think is supposed to be the day he became awakened. Probably. The timing for that seems pretty good, if this is when he became awakened. Then, and then there was probably going to be a chapter about becoming awakened, and then they would go. But it's like we've skipped that chunk, and the date is now wrong. Because now he's talking about this is like this year. Today I begin a new chapter of my afterlife. At long last, Palawa Joker is dead, and I'm free to leave the prison I've made for myself. You know what would have been a really nice touch and really good from the writers? This would have been awesome if Kos actually used Dynastic Reckoning. Wait, is that the Canthan one? Anyway, if he'd used the... No, Dynastic Reckoning is the Alolan one. Canthan Calendar's the other one. If he'd used Dynastic... And players wouldn't have necessarily been able to translate the dates so easily, but it would have been much more fitting for him as an Alolan of 250 years ago. But maybe we can assume that Joko, for some reason, adopted AE, the Mavelian calendar, and just sort of stuck with it. Anyway, today I begin a new chapter of my afterlife. At long last, Palawa Joker is dead. I'm free to leave the prison I made for myself. But as I emerge from that infernal cave for the first time in centuries, I find myself hesitating. So many years have passed. The world I left behind has moved on without me. What if there's no longer a place for an old warrior like me? No, I can't think that way. There will always be a need for Kos. I need to help, focus on helping those who need it, and on rebuilding the Sun Spears. And my family, Milani, my children, Talcora. Why isn't the page turning? Hello? Oh, there we go. I have to find out what happened to them. This is my new purpose. So, yeah, what did happen to Milani? I can't remember any story that they've established about her and what's going on. I mean, it's weird. This is like, I don't want to see all the old heroes come back, right? There's only one other hero that I really care about right now. Okay, there's 2. And they're actually linked, funnily enough. I want Norgu, because he was everything that's cool about Kos and then some. All right? An overweight, drunkard, theater, like, boastful Mesmer guy. What a cool character. We got to get some comic relief, right? Joko's out. Let's get that guy back. Also, Gorin, because of his associations with Shiny and whatnot, and the Hidden City of Adasheen. They're the only 2 that I really care about from the Nightfall cast selection. But, you know, I'm happy with none of them as well. Okay, Farron's talking and we're missing this dialogue. So, I don't know if Rileski's at the chat right now, but I've got to say, guys, Rileski is probably the person to be watching of all Guild Wars content creators right now. That is the channel to look at because he will be compiling all of the story. And there's a lot. Timey was just talking about Aureen there and her favorite smells and stuff. And it updates loads. Yeah, it's pretty bonkers. So that's kind of a thing. Sell it a week later on Tuesday, not at the patch. Time and Shaman will build the hype. Sell what? You need him to come back to finish the staff achievement? Oh, do you now? Could be deliberate. That's the year after the one he died in, so perhaps he just didn't count in between. Oh, maybe. If you look south past the dunes in the last instance, you see Kralkatorrik. That's what I meant. I heard you didn't see it this stream. Oh, can you really? I mean, I saw the storm. I didn't realize you could see Krauk himself. I posted a tweet from Matthew Medina in WP videos and streams. Really now? Okay, let me have a look at the tweet. Was it just very recently? Yeah, here you go. Ben Lubar. So Matthew Medina. Okay, so it's about the typo in Cos on Cos. So one of the writers says, my headcanon, and therefore completely unofficial and unreliable explanation here is that Cos is still a little confused about when he is. Being undead for 200 plus years will do that to a fella. Now I counter with a snarling riposte of the tongue to Matthew that in episode 1, episode 1, when we meet Cos, does he not explicitly say that he's been in hiding for ages? I would be very surprised if he doesn't, which would clearly demonstrate that he does know how much time has passed. All right. Here we go. Champion's Dawn. I'm there on Wiki. Let's see. He says the Sun Spears died out years ago. No, they live and they need saving. Oh, you know, Matthews might have a point here. It might kind of work. The dialogue kind of does fit. I mean, I'm only skimming right now. I mean, he definitely does talk like it's been a long time, to be honest. But it kind of works, maybe. All right, anyway. Cool. Repost. Zafira uses a special kind of raptor skin if you mount when she first appears in Sun's Refuge. Oh, what? Will she mount with us? Is that the point? Is that some dialogue we missed here as well? Right, okay, so anyway, the Sun's Refuge has got like mini-game things where you do like hidden puzzles up on the rocks, and it's got like all kinds of little things, which I am up for streaming and showing and talking off and doing, but I don't know whether I want it really to be today's stream. So, we're going to set up a straw poll now, guys, and which is going to determine what next weekend's streams are on. Unless I absolutely do Sun's Refuge stuff. I mean, that gets a bit close to achievement-y. So, this straw poll is going to last for the whole week, all right? So I need you guys to really lay your voice in on this. What we have coming up. So, here are our options. Next streams, all right? Episode 1 playthrough, where we go to Fariner and we go to, you know, Istan for the first time. We meet Kos for the first time. We have all the stuff with Timey. You know, it would be streams just like these ones, but on story that's a bit older now. But I didn't play through nonetheless, and I want to get done for the full Wood and Potatoes 2 playlist, which, by the way, Darg has still been making those playlists. Very cool. If you guys want to go over there and look at the catalogue of videos I have now, they're getting more complete, so that's nice. Episode 1, we've got the Sun's Refuge. Which would be going to the Sun's Refuge, getting all the dialogue, speaking to the characters, starting the collections, getting footage of all of that. I'm not too hot on the idea because I know I'm going to do it all on the Let's Play again. And streams are a bit better glossing over that kind of stuff. And also, I think you'd lose... I don't know how many people would be interested in watching me go for achievements. But that said... what else do I want to do before then we do the big vote? There'll be a big vote later where we decide if we go back to doing automated tournament casts and PvP streams and ranked queues and you know, or whatever. You know, going back to Guild Wars 1 for doing the Deep and for Winds of Change and all those kinds of things. But next weekend, what do I want to do? Either Episode 1 or the Sun's Refuge. What else is on that list that would be a good idea? No, I think really it's just those two, actually, to tell the truth. So which one of those two do you guys want to see? Here I will give you the link to go vote. So if you look in chat right now, scroll up a little bit, you may have to. So what else are people saying? If people are still crazy over null sigils, what about a stream doing a train in Harathi hinterlands? It was always a good farm for mid-tier mats, but now Centaur Bandit champ bags drop arc for the sigil too. Oh, I was wondering what the connection is there. So you get saddlebags, which equals a specific exotic weapon, which has the sigil on it. Interesting. Both saddlebags and bandit things drop that, do they? That's a cool idea, man. I don't know whether grinding champions is the most fun thing I've ever thought of, but maybe we can do that on the list if that's still interesting when we get there. See Otter Scotch's comment above. I posted this earlier, but it was missed in the rush of chat. I may have an interesting perspective on the whole Blish, then Timey tragedy reveal. As someone with a chronic, debilitating, though not terminal, illness, that first bit of dialogue hit really hard. I've legit thought about how blissful having an artificial, pain-free body would be. To hear that undercurrent of anger in her when she says she could have lived forever, it made that reveal hit harder. Yeah, and again, I don't judge the plausibility of it. I see there's a beautiful bridge there. It makes sense that Timey would immediately want to talk about that, especially with a dying wish, you know, of no more secrets and stuff. Like, that. The segue is perfect. I'm just talking purely from the perspective of creating a product that makes you, as a consumer of that product, feel emotions, right? I just think that those are two very separate tragedies and interesting things to play with, and they bundle them together in a tacky way. That it's not about the plausibility, it's about sort of that higher level look at it. And if that resonates with you, then that's cool, you know. And I know that Timey is a character that has resonated with a lot of people who have had a disability of one kind or another throughout the game. Grinding champs with stream seems fun, actually. I don't get how folks could not want to see the Sun's Refuge. It's so significant to the conclusion of this story. Yeah, there's a ton of it in... I mean, they will see it from me, regardless, eventually. It looks like episode 1 is just about winning right now. It doesn't... this vote doesn't end today, though. It will go on and on and on throughout the evening. So, not throughout the evening, throughout the week. So you guys can just chill out with that, and you will see as we go forwards how it feels. There are relatively significant story beats and lore from the Sun's Refuge progression. Are we allowed to ask you about them and discuss them? Or would that be spoilers? I don't know. If we do it, then I'm not going to get my panties in a twist over spoilers. Really. I'd like to experience it organically and emergently. So far, what I've done of the Sun's Refuge is just the first... this, basically, where you can load in and you can just wander around. And just there's about a million different conversations going on all at once. That's what I've done so far, and I've looked around at some of the things. There's the injured Tano that was breaking down the wall before, by the way. Do you think us getting stuck in the mist at the end of Season 4 is a plausible thing? Yeah, definitely. I think it's plausible. It could be a thing. There's ways they could do it, but there would have to be like some suspension, and they can't really have us stuck anywhere at the end of a patch, because what are they going to do? Disable your character? Delete the rest of the content in the game? Like, that's not a thing. So, you know, any situation where they have us stuck, they would have to find a way to make us justifiably be able to still play the game while waiting for the next one. But, you know, I think there are ways to do that. If they have the balls, they could go for them. I wouldn't be offended by them. It's the same as how in Guild Wars 1, right? The story when you go to the Crystal Desert in the original game, you're supposed to be stranded there. There is no way in or out of the desert. It's desolate, it's hot, it's punishing, and you're supposed to be, like, story-wise, you are stuck. But you can still waypoint all around. You can still go to all the outposts and stuff. So there's a separation of the game, the experience of playing the game and the thing. And Guild Wars still kind of flirts with that at the moment. If you remember the first episode of this playthrough, I talked a bit about the weirdness of the opening dialogue. And that's always something they deal with. If you log out during the departing, does the game immediately throw you back into the underworld? Yes, I think it does, yeah. Oh, no, it doesn't, actually. No, it doesn't. It makes you fight Balthazar again. There isn't a checkpoint. Oh, fly just flew in my mouth. I remember that very clearly, yeah. Ugh. God, why? Why? Anyway, yeah. I can't taste it, so it's alright, innit? Okay. It would be so cool to disable the map, really lock you into a non-familiar place for a week or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm game for stuff like that, but you know that they wouldn't do it because the audience would be upset. I mean, stuck is in the story, characters get stranded in the mist, and in Season 5 we get 2 to 3 maps in the mist, and somehow we get back to Tyria, but during all that you can still TP all over Tyria. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly, I think that's plausible, absolutely. You got stink bugs in your apartment. Do we have stink bugs in the UK? Because I hear about them a lot, but I don't think I've ever interacted with one. The weirdest trip in Guild Wars 2 so far is the whole voyage from Amnoon to Istan. So we supposedly go past or through the Scavenger's Causeway in a trip that would take weeks, trying to evade. Yeah, that's true. The very start, and you will see that in the episode 1 playthrough, if so. But yeah, there is a canonical story beat where they just skip through it really quickly. But we're at Amnoon, and the idea is we sail like this. I don't think there's an idea of going through there. But we sail like this all the way around and all the way down to Istan, which is just like a huge, huge thing. And it's super hand-waved. It's interesting to think that you could, in lore, probably get a boat from all the way over here. Obviously, in-game, you guys know that this water's all really shallow, but in lore, you could probably get a boat all the way through. You do have stink bugs here. Maybe just not that common. Being stuck in the mist would explain why everything respawns after killing it and doing repeatable content. What a beautiful sound I just made there. What? Spitting a fly out of my mouth. Alright. Well, there you go, guys. So that's the stream. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Keep an eye on the channel because I will try very, very hard this week to do another stream with the Strait of Devastation meta event where we can then continue the main LP series, and that will be right up to the conclusion, to be honest. There's no stopping it once we there's not a big patch coming for long enough that I'll have enough days of LP production. We get to the final boss of the core game and stuff, and we get into the living world and whatnot, so it's gonna be really, really cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much. Sorry if you've just arrived and now I'm leaving. I mean, the times are always the same. So yeah, what if we get stuck in the mist but we could keep playing because we were stuck in the mist all along? I mean, that would be an interesting way to tie the world map thing with the fractal thing. Cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Go to my YouTube channel, literally spam refresh on it, because in mere moments an episode of Elite Speculation Season 2 is about to go up, and a little hint for you, we are making a Warrior Elite Spec. And then, by the time you finish watching that, there might be a new Game of the Day up as well. Playing Warrior. So anyway, cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.